Well, congratulations, everyone. Stu, you mentioned the billions and billions of dollars that we are sending to Ukraine. I will have you know that we are also, as taxpayers, paying for a, $5.7 million grant that will be used to create a trauma-informed care program for journalists experiencing online harassment. So this is, I want to read you the description. It says it will address links between two significant problems impacting trust in contemporary communication systems, including the broad and rapid spread of misinformation and abuse and harassment directed at members of expert communities. And of course, expert communities are journalists, scientists, so Dr. Fauci, and public health officials. And I don't know. I don't know how much Taylor Lorenz had to do behind the scenes to make this possible for her. But if you recall, she had a very, very emotional interview on MSNBC a while back about all of the harassment and death threats that she got on Twitter. Watch.
There's many people that are tweeting, these are Taylor Lorenz's loved ones.
They have photos. Wow, these are all photos of your family members.
Yeah.
Children.
They'll threaten children. They'll threaten my parents. I've had to remove
she doesn't have
single
children.
Social tie. I had severe PTSD from this.
No.
I contemplated suicide.
God.
It got really bad.
Oh, no.
You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life.
Oh, no.
And it's so isolating.
And terrifying.
It's horrifying.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry. It's overwhelming. It's really hard.
Maybe you should have not doxed Libs of TikTok in the first place, and none of this would be happening to you because you're a garbage person. Maybe. I don't know.
She's more upset than Merrick Garland was about it at the holidays. That's incredible. I mean, here's the thing, and this is a crazy thing that people don't understand. You don't have to go on Twitter.
Really?
You know, a lot of things are said on Twitter, terrible things all the time, and you don't ever have to know they occur.
Really?
That's one way to not make yourself cry. And the idea that, these people are being threatened. Look, people are awful on the internet. I don't know if anyone's ever realized this before. That's very much a big thing, especially from a person who is literally employed to cover the internet somehow. That's a job. You'd think she'd be aware of this, and she looks beautiful there. It's a very nice picture. But it's so ridiculous. She's such a fascinating person in some ways because she's sort of like you know how they have those composite characters in movies, like in Moneyball, the assistant GM wasn't really a real person. It was a composite person of a bunch of analytics people, and it's like in this movie of our life here, she's like a composite of the downfall of our society. Like a person who would cry and be so disturbed and contemplate suicide over a couple of tweets.
PTSD.
Like, people, as you know, Jason, go to war. Like bombs explode next to them. Their friends die. That's what causes PTSD, not Twitter. I mean, it's like the weakness of the American people when you see it. Like, if this is our next generation, we are so effed.
We're screwed.
We are so deeply screwed if that's the way we handle life. Get a grip on yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a public profile. You don't have to be a public person, for crying out loud. And if you can't handle the heat, then just don't even get into that profession. People always ask me, do you read comments and stuff like that when you make appearances on shows? Yeah, because I think it's hilarious. Especially the most unhinged ones. Those are hilarious.
Right.
Not PTSD inducing.
I agree. Coming from someone who does actually also receive many death threats, I don't cry about it. It's just
It shouldn't happen.
No, of course.
It does.
It does. And you deal with it. And you know what? If I didn't want to deal with it, I would leave the profession. I would go do something else with my time where I wouldn't receive death threats. And I certainly wouldn't be doxing people online just to push a certain narrative. So I don't know. Maybe don't do that and it won't happen to you.
If you like that clip, there is plenty more where that came from. Click the link in the description below to subscribe to the News and Why It Matters YouTube channel to watch the full episode.